It's Luke and Naomi.
All right, welcome in. It's episode 67, Luke and Naomi on air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock review. Nothing to say?
No, I'm just
ready to get to the reviewing.
I'm ready.
All right, we got a cool review coming up. Cool, no pun intended, Cool Runnings.
That's right.
I really couldn't believe that we hadn't done Cool Runnings yet. Shout out to Everton at Beer Club in Kimberly for bringing up Cool Runnings and giving us that idea. I just,
and it was a good one to go with.
Just like all of the movies, it's like, I've thought you had said, yes, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Right? I was so blown away. So we had to do Cool Runnings this week, and I'm super happy we did because I absolutely love that movie. So I really can't wait to hear what you thought of Cool Runnings watching it.
What if I tear it apart?
All the way in 2024. Well,
aren't you going to be bummed out that I ruin a good movie?
It's a children's sports movie from the 90s. There's plenty to make fun of. So, I have braced myself completely for that to happen. But it seemed like you enjoyed yourself. So
I'll just say, I'll give you some good news. I'm not going to tear that movie to pieces.
Okay, cool.
A few moments, but we'll get to that.
All right, good deal. Cool Runnings review coming up in just a couple minutes. We are going to be off for the next couple of weeks.
That's
We
right.
get right to tear the Band-Aid right off.
Sorry, guys.
We're actually we're leaving the country.
That's right.
We have committed a crime and we need to go on the lam. So we're telling everybody on the internet.
Yeah, and running off.
That needs to know. No, we're going to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And really excited.
I can't even think straight anymore for the past week.
So the cool thing is I know exactly where the places are that we're going. I can find them on the map. Mm-hmm. I know what their names look like. I don't know how to pronounce them. So when we get back, episode 68, we'll tell you where we were.
Yeah, because I can't right now.
But
Costa Rica isn't that big, so you could probably kind of guess where we're going to be at.
Well, I'm just saying because we'll be able to pronounce it.
No, I get that.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I do get that.
But
I also feel that I won't be able to pronounce it still because I will learn how to say it twice and then start saying it wrong without realizing it and then be stuck like that.
You know what I think will happen too is you will give that, your maximum effort to try. Mm-hmm. And then as we continue, you'll start to say it, but you'll start slowly to say it, and everybody around is going to say it for you. So you just won't ever have to say it either, and that's going to contribute.
Yeah, that usually is what happens in my life. So
isn't that? Oh man,
yeah,
that's just one thing. I don't even know. Is that good? Is that bad? Whatever.
It's a bad thing. It is. It's a bad thing.
Well,
maybe I'll break that habit now.
We'll find out. Yeah, just say it and then get it out, and then you'll figure out how to pronounce. I'm not even going to try.
No.
Not even going to try. So we're going to see some volcanoes and some monkeys. That's all I know. And
maybe some little frogs.
Yeah, I was just going to, he took the words right out of my mouth.
Little
Naomi's
tree frogs.
Excited. For some reason, she's got a thing for the frogs. She really likes frogs.
They're so cute.
And I don't, okay.
And jumpy.
You're like Stallone with the bricks. They're so cute. Look at these bricks, Adrian. They're so cute.
Exactly.
I can't now. Anytime anybody says cute, that's all I've been thinking of since the Rocky reviews. Which, if you haven't heard, episode 66 is Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 together.
Those are probably my favorite reviews that we've done.
Definitely a lot of fun. So check those out if you haven't heard them. But that's all I was talking about this at work today, too. And anytime somebody says, especially a male, says cute, and that's all I can think of.
You just think Rocky.
Is Balboa going, it was so cute.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Anyway, Naomi's obsessed with the frogs.
So we're going to see some of those, hopefully.
One thing I am concerned about is Naomi trying to handle
I'm not gonna touch them.
In the what is it? Is it tropical rainforest climate? It's
jungle?
some sort of jungle anyway.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm
not gonna touch the poisonous frogs. I'm just gonna look at them and say, "Oh, look how cute they are."
That should be our topic. Will Naomi handle a frog in Costa Rica?
I'm not taking that bet.
Yeah. So it would just be yes, pretty much. So we're preparing to stifle ourselves when it comes to trying to, because I want to pet a monkey.
Yeah, you better not do that.
Absolutely,
it'll rip your face off.
Right? I'm probably in more danger than you are. But
I think so.
You can't with the poisonous frog, the dart. I don't know. The frogs freak me out more than the monkeys. If that makes any sense at all.
Listen, I heard videos of those howling monkeys, and I am scared.
The noises are intense.
They are.
Looking forward to that.
Looking forward to trying to sleep while that's going on.
I really am looking forward. I think it's something I'm going to come to regret.
Yeah,
but
I
I
think
really
so.
am looking forward to to the monkeys and screaming.
Yeah.
To the, you know
And
what's
screaming.
the worst part is I'm gonna have a hard time not trying to monkey scream right back at him. I'm telling you right, and this is just occurring.
So
to
we
me.
made it in Costa Rica for a couple of days.
We had to leave because Luke wouldn't stop screaming like a monkey,
Yeah.
and
These.
got bit by one, and Naomi got poisoned by a frog.
Yeah.
So that's how that went.
Quite a trip.
Yeah, there you go. It
Yeah.
just
See, now you don't even have to listen to the next episode. You know what happens.
predictions for the future of episode 68, which we probably won't get to until next year because of the monkey injuries.
Yeah.
All right, that's absurd.
We need to move on. That went on
well,
for way
we're
too
really
long.
looking forward to this trip, though. It's going to be a lot of fun, but that does mean that we'll be off for a couple of weeks. You'll get alerts. We like to bombard you on the socials when we're back and we have a new episode, so we'll make sure everybody knows when episode 68 comes out. But in the meantime, it is episode 67. We are getting ready to get on an airplane, another thing that Naomi's not the most comfortable with.
I'm not. Every day that we get closer to this flight, I get, don't get me wrong, I'm very, very, very excited for this trip. But every day we get a little bit closer to that flight, and I get a little bit more nervous.
A little bit more.
I sleep a little rougher each night.
This is, we're flying with some friends, and this is something that they know and have addressed already. They're like, hey, we've looked it up, and the bars will be open at the airport when we're traveling.
Good.
So that is kind of, I think, our plan.
That helps a lot.
We're just going to B.A. Baracus Naomi and just drug her, and she'll pass out. We'll carry her on the plane. She'll wake up.
I'm fine with that.
If we didn't have to go through customs, I think I would do it.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I
Here's
would
a
be
sleeping pill.
Yeah.
Just night.
Then I'd get some good sleep,
A
too.
weekend at Bernie's you through the airport.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. Perfect. And now I'm talking in movie titles, isn't it? All right. But so that's coming up. We've got the flight, and I found something I think that could get you maybe a little less nervous, give you some confidence that this might help. And I really want to try this just for fun.
Okay.
If you are looking for an opportunity to wear, your favorite red piece of outfit,
Okay.
whether it's a dress or anything like that, I wouldn't recommend that for the airport. But a recent report says wearing the color red when you fly can help make your travel day, quote, smoother and less anxiety inducing.
Really?
So yeah, that's the idea is red is that power color, right? So it makes
Okay.
people think you're more important or of a higher status. So airlines, now if you're rolling through with your red hooded sweatshirt that you've had since you were 13 years old and it's stained and greasy and gross, that's probably not going to do the trick.
Nah, I don't think so.
You guys give me something crisper, at least clean, I would imagine. So the airline staff may be more attentive to you if you're rocking the red color, and red might even attract more favorable treatment, like seat upgrades or maybe extra snacks and drinks.
I'm here for extra snacks and drinks.
We watch all these old movies, and when they're flying, it's like all that shit's free. It just keeps coming.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like $95. You have 6 pretzels.
Well, no, you can have the peanuts. You want a bag of peanuts? Here you go. Have the peanuts.
Last time we flew, I feel like they didn't want to give us the whole can of soda.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. This is for the person in front of you.
You have to share this.
Does anybody want to finish this Sprite? No backwash, I swear. All right. So there are studies to actually back their thing with the red up, but they're not unique to air travel. The blog that published the article is focused on airline tips, so that's what they did. But the research is how the color red is associated with perceived attractiveness.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, the woman in the red dress in The Matrix and like Jessica Rabbit in Roger Rabbit wearing the red thing, all of that. So it's how red can impact alertness and reaction times, I guess, is a deeper dive into the study. So
Interesting.
if you want a lot of special treatment from airline staff, it's probably worth testing this out.
I would be open to this. I just don't know if I own anything that's red and nice.
Yeah, I have my good red hoodie, but again,
It's
not
a
sure.
hoodie.
Yeah, not sure that's going to do the trick in this situation. So there you go. If you're flying anytime soon and you try it out,
yeah.
I definitely want to know if it at least gave you a little bit more oomph of something.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that's just interesting. We'll see if we can find you something red before we get on the plane. I forgot about random facts and just closed the damn window. So give me
Why?
1 second. And nope, I hit sign out. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. This is fantastic.
All right. I thought my brain was checked out for
Absolutely.
vacation. How did you sign out?
And it was I was looking for the sign in button and I saw a sign
okay
and was like, hey, you know what? Here we go. It's cute, It's cute.
No, it's not.
All right. Some random facts to get you
That
through.
was fast, though. I have to say, for signing out and signing back in, that was really fast.
Thank you.
You should be proud.
Nice. I would pat myself on the back now.
There you go.
Thank you. Let's see here. Some random facts to get you to episode 68. Impress your friends. Go out to the bar and win a trivia contest or something like that.
Sure.
Did you know, your weekly dose of Did You Know? Did you know watching blood-curdling horror movies can actually thicken your blood?
Gross. That's weird.
Fear causes an increase in a blood clotting protein called factor 8. And
Blech.
apparently, yeah, that's the thing. How about that?
Blech.
All the more reason not to finish watching all those scary movies. But it's going to be like blood-curdling. I don't know how the hell you get that kind of scale or...
No, no. Nope,
it's another
not
Rotten
interested.
Tomatoes ranking. Did you know there are now about 1.13 billion, with a B, websites? But only about 200 million are actually active. Oh, that's it?
That makes sense.
The rest are just like parked domains and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can see that. Or the graveyards, like
Yeah.
Ash Jeeves and all of that.
Alta
Whatever
Vista.
happened to Ash Jeeves?
Google killed it.
I miss Ask Jeeves.
Google killed it. We're all working for a murderer. Google. All right. God bless you, Google. Don't
I
shut
was
us
gonna
down.
say, like,
Don't shut us
careful
down.
there.
Love you. Did you know? Did you know 90% of the people in the world live in the northern hemisphere?
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
This is another one where like that makes a lot of sense. Don't think I've ever really thought about it.
Yeah,
But now I want to go look at a map. Oh, all right, there you go.
yeah.
Did you know the average height in the NBA has gone up about 3 inches since the league?
Okay.
Yeah, since the league started in the late 1940s. Started at 6'3". It's now 6'6".
Okay.
That I would think it would have gotten taller. There's been a lot of 7-footers and anyway, but okay.
Average, though. Average.
And finally, did you know sushi means sour rice in Japanese?
No, I did not know that.
I guess it's because the Japanese believe the most important ingredient is actually the rice, not the fish.
Well, yeah, because isn't some sushi, isn't all that stuff they serve at sushi places not necessarily all sushi?
Yeah, sashimi and other things.
Stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know my raw fish food.
No?
No,
I think you
no,
should
I
stop at
don't.
raw fish, but yeah, raw
Okay.
fish food. I don't know my raw fish either. Isn't that like when they're swimming around? I couldn't tell you if that's a carp or, a what, but
I hate this.
I definitely don't know raw fish either. All right. That was your weekly dose of Did You Know? Your episodic dose of Did You Know?
There you go.
Some random facts to get you to the next episode. Last week we were talking about the beginning of the year and all of that junk. Last episode, I should say, we were talking about the beginning of the year. We want to know, how's your 2024 going so far? Let us know in 4 words.
Yeah. Yep.
4 words for the beginning of your 2024. I just can't concentrate.
That's very fitting. Yeah.
I mean-
I'm here for that one. I'm going to steal that one because I can't concentrate either.
This whole vacation at the beginning of the
Hey,
first
I can't concentrate either.
Nice, stolen.
Yeah.
This whole vacation at the beginning of the year thing is nice and all, but I feel like
It's
I haven't gotten a damn
dangerous.
thing done.
No.
And now it's just like, you know what? We just come out of Christmas. I'm going.
I might just disappear.
Not that I'm
for-
complaining. I'm not.
No, absolutely not. But
There you go. Snowman says, can we forget 2023?
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Well, his wife says, no, he's not allowed. She's forcing it. She says, did some awesome things.
Nice. Look at her finding that positive
But
side.
she wouldn't allow him saying, can we forget 2023? Mark D says, same shit, different year.
Okay.
All right, just, rolling through.
well,
Didn't they move, actually?
They did. They moved to Florida.
So, yeah, okay, it's not exactly the same. Mr. Gloom.
Well, no, because I feel like they've been in Florida for a while and they're in Florida now, so it's like the same thing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sticking up for him.
I will. I will do that. Yeah.
Let's see here. David says, David Palmer. What's up, David? Says, it's all the same.
Wow. Okay.
So everybody,
Listen, we are in January, so I don't expect that much to change from 2023 in now 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But
well,
saying.
Not everybody also, to go along with what your point is, not everybody operates. Whereas like, okay, the New Year's here, wipe the slate clean, start again, and all of that stuff. Most people, again, it's all the same, just kind of roll through and do that.
Yes.
We celebrate hard here because this is Naomi's favorite holiday.
That's right.
So the New Year is a thing.
New me, yeah.
I wasn't gonna go there, but you like it, so there we go.
It does come up a lot. Let me just say.
Paul says these are the last of our favorites here. Paul says 21 below zero.
Ew.
How's 2024 so far? 21 below zero.
Oh my goodness. I talked to my sister this morning.
In Michigan.
I've been meaning to call her for weeks, and every week I can't call her because she's driving home from work and it's a snowstorm. So I finally get a hold of her today. I'm talking to her, how things going, all of that. And she's like, it's cold. And I'm like, okay. I guess it was like 2 degrees this morning. So not great. In the negatives. It was 2 degrees for her, so.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. But not negative 21.
It was 2 degrees.
Yikes.
There you go. It was cold.
It makes me cold hearing that.
It was cold in Wilmington the day of our recording here, January 17th, I think.
It was like 25 this morning.
It was.
It was very cold.
It's pretty cold for where we are, for sure. It's it feels just like the not so polar plunge. I just can't commit to saying I was so cold.
I was.
Had to wear a jacket.
I did.
Had to wear a jacket. That's terrible. Not why I moved here, damn it.
That's right.
Anyway.
Now we got to go further south. Sorry, Wilmington.
Got one more. We'll end on a positive note.
Okay, we need that.
For our questions here. Brian from England. How's your 2024 so far, Brian? First of all, before I'm going to build up the suspense here, we did the foods in episode 66. We got talking about good foods with bad names. And
like dirty funk or something.
Green funk. Yeah.
That's what it was.
A couple of Kentucky dishes that I learned about. Green funk and
hot brown. Yep.
Yikes. So Brian sent us some English foods, and we were reading through those. And I didn't know if I was pronouncing correctly or describing correctly with my knowledge. And he says I nailed the foods brilliant.
He's just being nice.
Whether he is or isn't, I'm here. He says I did, so okay. I'm with it.
All right.
But his and by the way, King Ralph is going to be one of our next few reviews for sure from that episode. So he says his 4 words for how's his 2024 going. Got awesome pay rise.
Oh, nice. Yeah, can't go wrong there.
Yeah, and I love the rise. I didn't realize that the English people said rise instead of raise.
Yeah.
Until like Pink Floyd. It just confused the hell out of me. You know what I'm talking about in the song Money?
Yeah, yeah.
So very cool, Brian. Congratulations. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Killing it over there. You know what? Maybe you can afford to send a new dad joke book.
That's
How
right.
about that? Let's go. I keep telling him.
That's terrible. I'm sorry, Brian.
I keep telling him not to. No, don't do that.
Don't spend your money on Luke. Come on. Yeah. I don't even do that.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. All right. That is it for that. We don't necessarily have a new topic, but how about keep the movies coming, the movie suggestions, because we seem to keep stumbling across new stuff. And we're especially looking for the ones that, everybody's seen. So
come
with those,
Cool Running.
If you like to. Also, we'll take your imaginary wagers on whether or not. How about what's more likely to happen? I pet a monkey or Naomi touches a frog.
Oh my gosh.
I like that one.
That is I do like that.
All right, maybe we'll go with that. Keep an eye out on Luke and Naomi on Air on Facebook to see if we actually pull the trigger on that one. But now, without further ado, feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, give it up. It's bobsled time.
I'm so glad that you remembered how that rhyme goes.
Oh, how could I not? I've known this movie since this is one of my, as I'm watching, this is a favorite.
So I'm so glad because in one part of my review, I could not for the life of me remember how it went. So I'm like, so they do this chant.
Fine. Oh, yes.
I didn't mention that one either. But we'll get there. Okay. So Cool Runnings. We got our Jamaican bobsled team. Okay. All right, so we start with this push cart race.
Push cart derby.
Which
Incoming bad Jamaican accent the whole time.
Yeah, for this whole thing.
Everton,
okay.
I apologize if you're listening in advance.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like buy him a beer after this.
I will. I will do that.
So we got this push cart race. I can't do this without laughing now. Which honestly reminded me of like bumper cars and a skateboard, and the steering seemed like horrendous on those dang things. So that made me think bumper cars.
It's like a big giant wooden block is what it looks like.
Yeah, and that's where we meet. It's Sanka, right?
Sanka.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm really bad with names.
We know.
Okay, so
this one I gave her a pass and just like spelled all the names out for her.
But the problem is you spell them how they're supposed to be spelled. I need to spell them phonetically.
But not even just phonetically, like Naomi phonetically.
Oh yeah, Sanka I've spelled SUHN-KA. Sanka.
It just seems way too extra.
But it makes sense to me.
You can call him Sanka if you want to. I mean, you could just go super American and go. This,
no, I like Sanka.
Sanka.
Okay, and then we've got Doris.
Doris
I spelled that DUR-Reese.
Played by Leon.
He's this Olympic runner, or he's this runner who wants to be in the Olympics. But then when he competes, some guy trips him and takes him out and takes out another person.
Some guy.
Yeah, well, we find out who he is later, but at this moment, he's just some guy. And then he argues with, like, the Olympic committee guy and is like, that wasn't fair. You know, and the guy's like, well, you know, sometimes that happens. It is what it is. And he wants a redo, basically. And that's where he finds out about this bookie who was an Olympic gold medalist and wanted to start a Jamaican bobsled team. So now we know where the idea is going to come from. Now I'm sure Doris is going to meet with this bookie so they can work some magic, you know, all of that.
Sled God.
But we haven't gotten to Sled God
I know,
yet.
I'm sorry. I'm just excited.
I do
like
have
cool
Sled
rings.
God mentioned in here.
Good.
But first, Doris has to convince Sanka to join the team. And once he hears the word ice, he's like, no way. Like,
snow and cold and ice.
And he's just completely against it, which I don't blame him.
He keeps naming cold things like penguins and
yeah, igloos. Yes.
And ice.
Listen, he's not wrong. That's cold and awful.
We just talked about that. What, 21 below zero?
Yes.
To quote my friend Paul.
And hearing that, and what were we watching the other day? Oh, it was like the football game or whatever. And I got goosebumps.
Oh, yeah, Miami
looking
Kansas
at
City.
the screen. I was cold. It was horrible.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, so Doris ends up convincing him to join the team. They're going to do this. So now they got to go find Irving. Irving? Yeah. He's the bookie.
Just Irv is good.
That wanted to start the bobsled team a long time ago. So they introduce themselves. They find Irving, and he's like at the bar or whatever.
You like his mother. It's just Irv. Just Irv is good.
I wrote it as Irving the entire time. So for me to switch it in the middle right now with a movie that's got a couple of confusing names, like that's just not a good idea.
Right. This is great.
So I'm going to continue with Irving and try to slowly drop in Irv as we go. We'll see what happens
Beautiful.
here.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So they introduce themselves, but Irving is not interested. So in Disney fashion, you have this kind of cartoonish antics where the boys keep showing up everywhere, asking Irv, the sled god, to coach them. They annoy him while he's playing pool. They're peeking in through the window. They're in the bathroom. They're basically everywhere.
Yeah, that was goofy as hell.
Again, cartoonish fashion. It is a Disney movie.
Right.
They convince Irv to coach them, but that happens after a short after a short educational film.
Oh, yeah.
Showing the dangers of bobsledding, they couldn't convince anyone else to join the team. They need 4 people on their team. So they end up watching this video, and it's just awful. It's crazy. It's like, hey, bobsledding. Okay, first of all, a bunch of snow. And then, hey, let's watch all the bobsleds crash.
And it's also like bobsledding from 1942.
Yeah.
It's crazy old.
Yeah, and so like they turn on the lights and there's nobody left. Everyone's like, I ain't doing this, which I don't blame them.
Great visual gag too.
Yes, it is. So everybody runs off, but then Yul Brynner, this bald-headed runner who what?
John Candy and Doug, Irvin and Sanka look at each other and they're like, Yul Brynner? Because
Okay.
it's the name of a famous like stage actor, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from the 30s or 40s.
Okay. Well, that's his name.
It's so weird.
Yeah. He's this bald-headed runner who was also tripped in that Olympic run earlier by some guy.
By some guy.
Who we'll meet just in a second here.
Yul Brynner, by the way, the great Malik Yoba from New York Undercover.
Okay.
It's a hell of a show. Love that show.
But he shows up and he says he'll join, but he's kind of a dick. He's like, I'll be on your team, but I'm nobody's teammate. Like, okay,
all right.
Like that's not really how things work, but cool.
Grumpy tough guy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Oh, I'm so tough and all this, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna like you for like the entire movie. I'm sure in Disney fashion, they will make me like understand you and be like, okay, I guess it's okay. But no, right off the bat, just a dick. Not into this guy. Like, what the hell, man?
Awesome.
Yeah. He's nobody's teammate. He just wants to get off the island. So he's got no pride in his home or anything like that either. And then finally, in runs the guy that fell and tripped everyone during the Olympic run, Junior. And he wants to join the bobsled team. So they've got a group of real winners here.
Well, 3 world-class sprinters. I mean, they're all good sprinters. It's just Junior screwed them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
majorly.
good chance the 3 of them could have all advanced if not for Junior as well, because I think they were out ahead. If we want to get all kinds of,
Deep into this.
analytical about this.
Anyways, real winners about to do something they've never done before. All right, so we've got scenes where they're practicing and they're crashing a lot, but they're slowly getting better. And then they find out they need $20,000 to go to the Olympics, and the Olympic committee person is just like, I'm not going to give you this money because a Jamaican bobsled team, like, the world is going to laugh at us.
Why don't you
We're
just
not gonna
say
do
lead
this.
balloon?
Yep. So then they decide, okay, well, then we're going to raise some money. And again, we have some Disney annex with the arm wrestling, apparently, that's going to raise all this $20,000. Kisses for $1. You've got that goofy, kind of cartoonish scene. And whatever else they can come up with to raise a
Some
few bucks.
people say, they can't believe Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. And the dude comes up and says, I'll give you $1 to shut up.
He made like, what, $9 or $16
No,
or
Sanka
something?
made $1.13.
Oh, that's what it was, 13 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough
16
for him.
Anyway.
They ended up making a couple $100, but then Junior sells his car because Junior's got money.
That's right.
Junior comes from a wealthy family.
He's a rich kid.
Yeah. So he sells his car, which gave him enough money to go. So they fly to Calgary. You think it's cold here? Ugh, Calgary. Where it's 25 degrees below zero, and we watch these island kids deal with snow and cold for the first time, and it was horrible to watch. I was so cold. I felt so bad. I was like, no, just go home.
Sanka
It's
puts
cool.
all his clothes on and then his bag on his head, too.
And I understood
so
that. But it was needed. It was so,
It was like, can you blame him?
Yeah. It made me miserable watching this. All right. So anyways, they're committed, They're going to do this in the freezing cold.
Working hard.
Ugh. So they practice being on the ice, which is difficult for them, of course. And then they get to see their bobsled, and it's like a chunk of metal. It's really rough looking, beaten up, and all of that.
It's a hunk of junk for sure.
It's a hunk of junk. But Doris is actually really excited about it, which is kind of cute. They have their first Olympic run, but they don't make it out. Their bobsled falls apart on them at the end, and Sanka basically pees himself because the bobsled was going too fast and he was scared.
That's right.
He's like, I gotta go. And they're like, nah, we're about to start, but I gotta go. Nope, you're going. See ya. And then he goes. Goes.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Especially when you're that close to a bunch
I
of
know,
other people.
that's just terrible.
Gross. All right. So that was like a practice run. So then they go and do their real run, like push the bobsled and jump in. But the ice was too slippery, so they all jumped in, they all tried to jump in, but ended up jumping off to the side because
They lost it.
they didn't know what they were doing. And
Absolutely
of course,
lost it.
somebody takes a picture of that, and that becomes the big headline in the papers.
The bad guy makes him take a picture.
Yeah, which, again, makes them look all ridiculous because what the heck would Jamaicans know about bobsledding?
Right.
And of course, Junior's dad is going to see this in the paper because, he's rich and he reads the paper and, he pays attention to world events.
Right, exactly.
So the dad ends up sending a telegram telling his son to come home because his dad actually thought that his son was in Miami doing some internship.
Yeah, the kid was
like,
I'm going to Miami with friends before an internship, something like that. He lied anyway.
He lied and ran off to the snow, the igloos, the tundra, whatever other cold things are up there.
It's so far from Jamaica.
Yes, it is. All right, so anyways, the kid gets a telegram, dad's telling him, you got to come home. So they go to a Western bar because that's what you do.
It's Calgary. What else is there going to be? Punk rock?
No, but I feel also like in any movie, you have to have that Western bar.
And also at the time, I do believe like country Western and line dancing were becoming a real thing.
Which worked out great.
It's terrible.
Because Sanka ends up doing his best to fit in. And he's doing line dancing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
all
he's
that.
great.
He's got his cowboy hat. He's got like straw in his mouth.
Yeah, that's an awesome scene when he's trying to line dance.
I was entertained by it. I will say that. Yeah, absolutely.
Dougie Doug.
So then we have Yule and Junior. They end up getting into a fight with another bobsledding team. The Swiss team, I'm guessing.
I think it was the Germans.
Okay. They got in a fight with the Germans. Okay. And this is perfect because you can't go into a country Western bar in a movie without there being a bar fight scene.
Of course.
That is like cinema rule number 1.
It has to be.
If there is a Western bar, there better be a brawl. And there was a nice one. I was actually kind of surprised.
That guy's so bad. They're terrible.
So bad.
I can't even tell you. Like, he's probably not even really German. He's probably Irish. Like, here, just do a bad German accent.
And they're like, okay.
What are you doing here, Jamaica?
It was just ridiculous. Bottles being broken, all of that. They go back home. The coach is mad, all of that kind of stuff, But they had their fight scene.
Yeah.
All right, so the team continues to practice and train. They're getting better, stronger. I'm getting hopeful at this point because they're starting to look like a team now. And now, of course, I've warmed up to them and I want them to win and I'm rooting for them.
Disney movie.
Man, Disney knows what they're doing. They really do. All right, so the coach then presents them with new uniforms so they can look like a team and hopefully be taken seriously. Before the qualifying time to qualify for the actual Olympics was 1 minute and 5 seconds. But when he signed up the team, when they first got to Calgary, they had been told that it's 1 minute and 2 seconds because, people keep getting better, so you have to keep getting better. Now, as the coach meets with the judges, it's mentioned that it's 1 minute flat to qualify. I think the Jamaican team can do this. I hope they can because, it'd be really crappy if we've got to wait like a year for what's going to happen and all that, or what the last place team is going to get kicked out for something so they'll make it in or something like that. I hope
that's what you're wondering at that point.
Yeah, I want it to go well.
So do you have any mention of the underlying antagonism that's going on here with the former teammates of Sled God and all that stuff?
No, I actually don't mention that.
So you kind of just went with watching the guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I don't care about the drama that the coach had before and getting his medals taken away and all that. If you want more information on that, I suggest you rewatch the movie.
But that's why that's why they got the crappiest sled possible. That's why the times got changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So there is a reason to know those things. I was invested in this bobsled team.
All right. Yeah. You're here for the bobsledding.
That's right.
You're a purist for the sport. I understand. Right.
That's exactly right.
Awesome.
All right. So anyways, they've got to get in 1 minute flat or under, and they make it. It's like 59.48 or something like that. So they barely made it, but they made it. So they celebrate, and then they end up coming up with the name for their sled, Cool Runnings.
Tallulah. Oh, that's right. They didn't go with Tallulah.
No, it started with Tallulah, and he said that sounded like a $2 prostitute or something like that. And Junior said, "That's my mom's name."
I think Tallulah's a nice name.
It's a nice name. And Disney, you were a lot looser back in the 90s, weren't you? They were drinking beer at one point.
That's right.
You know, at the Western Bar, they were drinking beer. And in the beer fight, they, like, broke a beer bottle on this guy's head.
Yeah.
Like, not what I usually expect in a Disney movie.
Hardcore for Disney.
Yeah. Surprisingly.
Yes.
But anyway, so they come up with the name for the sled, Cool Runnings.
There you go.
Yes, I did smile.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
They done said the name of the movie in the movie.
They did.
Now I know the answer to do you like it or not, and it's yes, just because of that.
Yeah. Well, I wrote like a little bit about that, and then I was like, nah, he's going to ask me about it at the end. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But then as they're celebrating, they get a note saying that they're disqualified because the Olympic Alliance changed the rules and they needed to compete in at least one international race before qualifying.
That damned Kurt.
Yeah. So the coach, Irv, goes into the head office and gives this great speech about how you can't do it to these guys. If you're mad at me, that's fine, but these guys have earned the right to represent their country and all that.
Great monologue from John Candy. An excellent scene from him.
It really was. And while I was watching this monologue, and this is so funny that I do this and I blame high school for it. So I was in, theater arts.
Sure.
Before. And one of the assignments, because I was in it for like 2 years, one of the assignments that we had to do both years was towards the end of the year, you have to give this monologue.
Deliver a monologue.
Yes.
Yeah. Same.
So anytime there's a monologue in a movie, I judge it on the ability of what would my theater arts teacher think of this monologue. Because you had to get like, I don't want to say permission. Like, he had to know the monologue you were going to do.
Oh, right.
And then decide whether you could do it or not.
You had to okay it, sure.
Yeah. And
Went through the same stuff, yeah.
Yeah, he would let us do monologues to movies, TV shows, and things like that if it was a well-written monologue.
I did remember the Titans.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried to do V for Vendetta, and he said no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that got nixed. But this speech, I saw my theater teacher, Mr. Applegate, shout out, nodding and going, yeah, like, you could do this one. And I was like, man, this would be a good speech to give. It really would be.
It would.
Not that I meant to go on that whole tangent, but
it's a great
monologue.
The whole, he busts in and does all that, and yeah, John Candy, man. Wow.
It's so well done.
Fantastic.
And that goes back to what Luke was saying earlier about how he lost his Olympic gold medals because he got caught cheating. He put weights in the front of the sled to make it go faster or whatever. So he got caught cheating. So he let his team down, which, a lot of the people on this committee were on his team.
The guy they bought the sled from was a teammate.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure.
So, that is the drama behind it. That is why the qualifying times changed and everything. They are taking out their frustrations on him.
Yeah. And his team.
Because he cheated and
his guys, yeah.
ruined everything for them. But anyway, so he gives them this big speech and all of that. And, hey, they have the right to represent their country. So they're back at the hotel room and they get a phone call and they're back in. Yay.
Yay.
There was a twist that I did not see happening there.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
see them getting disqualified. I was like, what the hell? Like, you can't just disqualify them. They did it fine, Yeah,
they did it fine. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Just like if you search Luke and Naomi on Google, we come up.
Yeah,
we
come
did
up.
It fine.
They did. They did a good job. They deserve to be in there. You can't just change the rules in the middle of the game.
Right.
All right. So then Junior's dad shows up because remember he sent that telegram that, hey, you have to come back home. And Junior ignored that because that's what kids do. So Junior's dad shows up and tells him to pack his bags and he's coming home. Now, as they're heading to their elevator, they have this kind of argument. And Junior is like, when you look at me, what do you see? And his dad basically says that he's a little boy that wouldn't be able to find his way without him. And at this point, Junior's like, no, I'm a man and I'm staying.
I see pride. I see
power.
I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody.
That was him and Yule at the Western Bar.
Oh, that was good. Junior! I love that.
where he just he gets his fight.
It's such an awesome pump-up scene, you know?
It really is.
Oh, it's such a great damn movie.
See, and Disney did that on purpose, and they made Yule do it so that you're like, okay, I guess Yule isn't 100% terrible.
Right. And, again, for the little guy, if the big guy is giving him the encouragement,
yes,
that's always great.
But anyway, so Junior's like, no, I'm a man. I'm staying. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going home with you. Goodbye. And then he lets the elevator door shut with his dad in the elevator and him standing in the hallway. Now, I get it. Gotta have that movie magic. But no argument with a parent is ever going to go down this way. Never, ever, ever. The dad would have opened up the elevator doors and backhanded that kid.
You think so?
You're not just going to be like, oh, okay. He told me,
I mean, I think they're like, 20.
Doesn't
they're
matter.
Not like kids.
Does not matter. Even at 20, even at 25, even at my age now. If I said something like that to my mom and you got to come home. Like, you are acting a fool right now. You got to come home. And if I said, no, this is my life, and I let that elevator shut, dang well she's going to open up that elevator, bam, slap me right across the head.
That's why you're supposed to get the hell away from the door after it closes.
Well, it worked out because,
Run.
Again, Dad was just like, okay, he told me, guess I'll just fly home now. And apparently that's what happened. All right, so now it's time to compete in the Olympics. So their first run was a little rough. They couldn't get into the bobsled fast enough, and everyone was basically laughing and judging them at this point. But also,
which is a drag.
Yeah.
But, you got
I was so bummed. But also when they started, they were trying to copy like the Swiss guys that are so good.
Yeah, they were doing the I don't know, is that Swiss or German with the Eins, Wein, Drein, like 1,
that
2, 3,
sounds like
go.
German, but I thought the Swiss guys were really good. I don't know.
It was the Swissies imitating, but whatever, maybe there's similarities.
I don't know.
Uno means one in like 7 different languages, Chinese and I'm kidding. So, there's similarities in those languages.
Yes, I get that.
Let's not split hairs here.
Anyway, so they end up imitating another team that is really good by doing the count the way we
Eins, Wein, Drein.
Yeah.
It's pushcart time.
That's right. But yeah, so they were trying to imitate these other guys, and Sanka is like, well, we're Jamaican. We should be ourselves. They can act like themselves, and we can act like us. Let's represent our country and us and do things our way. That's why our last run was so bad, because we were trying to be something that we're not.
Right.
So then they go up there, and they do their cool countdown. And my notes say, I forget what it is.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Give it up. It's bobsled time. Cool runnings.
Really nice. Very nice.
Which I always holler when we leave on road trips, by the way.
It is. Yeah.
Did you remember that? Put that together until just now?
Just now.
Yes.
Just right here.
As we're leaving for any kind of lengthy road trip, I usually shout cool runnings because it means peace be to journey.
Okay. Yeah, they do mention that in the movie. Now it's all coming back to me. All right. So anyways, they do their cool chant.
Almost 10 years, gang. We've been road tripping together. I've been doing this, and now Naomi's figuring it out.
I'm just putting pieces of my life together here. But all right, so, second run, they act like themselves. They act like the Jamaicans, and they, again, they do their chant, their cool runnings to push off the sled.
Yeah, they push start, right? Yeah.
Yep. So they have their second run, and they do a whole lot better. They're even faster than the Swiss team, which ends up landing them in 8th place. In their last run that they had done, that they did so terribly at and couldn't get in the bobsled fast enough, actually had them in last place.
Right.
All right, so then we get to the final day, the final runs. At this point, I'm like, I want to be positive. I know they're not going to win gold. Come on, this is their first year of doing that. That's not how life works. They're not getting gold.
But it is a Disney movie.
But I do think there's a possibility for them to get silver or bronze. So I got my fingers crossed. Silver would be awesome, but come on. I'm trying to be realistic. They could get bronze here. They went from last place to 8th place. There's hope here. All right, so they start the run. It's looking good. But then a piece of their sled is becoming loose. And as they're going around the corners and stuff like that, it's getting worse and worse. And then one of their skis, because of the part that got loose, gets all messed up, and they actually crash. They crash.
Yikes.
What the
And they were
heck?
cooking too.
Man.
I mean, like they were going. They showed the speed. And, it's a movie and all that junk, but they were pushing 80 plus at that point.
But man, they were doing so good.
Crazy.
Everybody was getting behind them. Everybody had like Jamaican shirts on. Everybody was excited for these guys, and they crashed. I was just devastated.
I try not to look. So I do this where I try not to look at Naomi during certain key moments. I'll steal like a side-eye glance occasionally, but I don't want her to know I'm paying attention. I don't want to influence the moment and all of that stuff. So like I just could not look during all this because I wanted all of the I wanted the review to be fresh for me as well.
I was devastated. Heartbroken. Nice going, Disney. Again, Disney knows what they're doing. Lion King, not a dry eye in sight.
That's right.
Mufasa does.
Try watching Toy Story at all.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen Toy Story 4 because I just heard it's an emotional gut punch, and I can't. I need to brace for something like that.
But yeah, so they crashed, and I'm like legit bummed because that means they're not winning. Like there is no happy ending of you did your best, so here's a gold medal. That's not how things work. So I was actually pretty surprised by that.
All right.
Again, I was at least hoping that they would place.
Yeah.
But then the guys get up. They carry their bobsled to the finish line. Got to finish the race. You got the crowd cheering as they're, carrying the bobsled. They've got the slow clap that starts and all of that.
You totally skipped over. Hey, Doris, you dead? No, man. I'm not dead.
Well, that's said
I don't know
so
why.
many times.
That lives in my head. I just can't. I'm surprised.
Well, he wasn't.
I say that at least inside my head twice a month.
Okay.
Zanka, you dead?
Yes.
Just all the time. Anyway.
But yeah, so they get up, they carry the bobsled across the finish line because they have to finish the race. And man, again, that Disney magic right there.
Disney magic.
Very powerful. So like, even though that they didn't win, they didn't place, still a really happy ending.
They gain everybody's respect.
Yeah.
They earn the right to be there.
Yes.
The German guy who's a total dick who says, see you in 4 years.
Yep.
Junior's dad's on the sideline with his
cheering him on. Yeah.
with his Jamaican bobsled team
so
t-shirt.
So he didn't go home.
So
but he did leave the hotel.
That's right. Let him do his own thing.
Yep.
Had a blast in Calgary on his own, I guess.
That's right.
See, I hate thinking of shit like that in movies because it's like, obviously, it's a movie, so,
Movie magic.
he wasn't all alone. But, like, the father just, sat in a hotel all alone while they, anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
but yeah, so happy ending, and then I love, that it's got the end text where it's, what is it? They showed up. I don't know. The last part is, and then in 4 years they competed as equals or something.
yes.
It's nice. It's a good way to end the movie.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's it. That wraps up your review.
It does.
All right. Well, we already spilled the beans as it is because they said the name of the movie in the movie, and in a probably fairly clever way.
Very clever.
On the scale
Very
of,
happy about it.
On the scale of lame to clever.
Clever.
It's got to be pretty up there for you.
It was. Yep.
So you liked Cool Runnings.
I did.
Are you bummed that you didn't grow up with this?
A little bit.
Especially when, you made the point about the monologue.
Yeah. Like, if I could have done that for theater arts, oh, yeah, I would have killed it. Would have been badass.
This is another one. We've done a couple. You'll catch me saying it where it's just like, I never realized how much I love this movie.
It was a great movie.
It's good. I'm super happy that you like it. And I'm super happy you liked it as much as you do because it's freaking Cool Runnings. This is why, again, when it was brought up, I was like, oh my God, we have to do Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
So that's why we did Cool Runnings. What did you know about it going in?
Jamaican bobsledders.
That's it.
That's all I knew.
100% it. Did you think this was a super serious movie like Encino Man?
No, I did not. Did I even know it was a Disney movie? I don't know. I didn't think it was going to be super serious. So.
Okay. What were your thoughts heading in? So it's Jamaican bobsled team. What are you thinking as we're sitting down to watch it?
I didn't really have a lot of thoughts about it. I was just like, okay, so we're going to find out where the start of this Jamaican bobsled team came from and how they ended up competing in the Olympics.
I got to ask.
And that's it.
I got to ask, and maybe I should add this too if I remember. You know what? I'll save it. What were your what surprised you the most, I would say?
I don't know. Probably how much I liked the movie. It was really cute. It was entertaining. I was, rooting for these guys. Instead of just sitting there and watching the movie, I was actually like engrossed into it. So that kind of surprised me because sometimes when we're watching these movies, I'm just like,
yeah, sometimes
it's a movie.
Sometimes you have to sit through them so that you can do the review and all that. So this is the question I'm talking about that I might add is, for especially the ones you like, what was the moment that got you like, okay, I'm in, if you can remember, or when did you realize?
That's a great question. I don't know when I actually realized. I think it's something that like slowly grows on you. Because Sanka is a great character. Yeah. He's fun. He's so much fun. And like just on
always the favorite.
Just on that borderline though of being like, if he just was a little bit more over the top, you'd be like, that guy's annoying. Like stop. He was just the right level of animated that it was perfect. So as like that's happening, he's growing on you. John Candy is going to be like, okay, I'm going to coach them eventually, whatever. Watching them crash a whole bunch. I mean, it was predictable for the most part, but for some, that wasn't a bad thing. You watched them suffer and you watched them get better and you started getting hopeful for them. You could see them trying, and I don't know, and it's that triumph, like, look at, yes, they did it. Hey, they crashed into that cop car. Oh no.
That was awesome.
What's going to happen
Sled
here?
guy comes and just shoves the cops out of the way. Get the thing back to the top of the...
That's right. We got to go again.
Would you like this more or less if you saw it when you're younger in, 10 to 12?
Honestly, I think, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I think I wouldn't have appreciated it as much younger.
Okay.
Yeah, I think with the bobsledding, and like I've never been big into the Olympic stuff.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I know those are athletes, and they are phenomenal at everything that they do.
Just hedging your bets here.
But I'm not here to watch even the stuff that I'm interested in. When it comes to the Olympics, I don't care.
I'm looking forward to the summer games that I grew up watching.
Yeah.
And it started with the Dream Team in the early 90s, the U.S. basketball team, Michael Jordan and all them. That was so much fun to watch as a kid, and then I realized what the Olympics were through that, and I don't know why, but I got right into it. I watched like Atlanta 96, Carrie Strug, that whole thing. Alone, I was 13, and I was like, oh my God, the Olympics are on. I got to put it on the TV.
That's crazy to me. It really is. Listen, I don't care so much about the Olympics. I don't even care about the hockey in the Olympics. I really don't.
Dan versus Dave?
No interest.
Somebody remembers that. Do you know what Dan versus Dave is?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I want to say Reebok spent like $1 bajillion on this ad campaign for these two decathletes.
Okay.
And I don't think one of them placed in the top 10.
Wow.
But it was like, which, American guy is going to take it all in whatever games it was this summer? And is it Dan or is it Dave? And it was, it was a really, really clever ad campaign.
Yeah.
But neither one of them did any good.
But even like, again, the gymnastic stuff, the flips, all of the stuff that I'm really interested in. Stunts? I don't know what you call them.
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics.
The flips.
It's mesmerizing. It's so cool what they can do. But I can't sit there and watch people get judged and get these numbers, and it just takes too long. Show me the flips of the best person, and I'm done. I'm out. I don't care anymore.
You're here for the highlights.
Uh-huh.
All right. What was your favorite part of Cool Runnings?
Oh, gosh. Well, you got to like that, the bar brawl. You got to, come on.
Yeah. That's where you get the pride, power, badass mutta who will take no crap off of nobody.
And that, again, gave me the ability to be okay with Yule, because, again, he was such a dick in the beginning. I just could not stand him. I like the relationship between Duris and Sanka. Like, they're back and forth throughout the entire
They're really
movie.
good together, right?
Yeah, just carried everything. Like, I'll just watch them just hang
I could
out.
see that. I wish they had done it. Maybe they haven't. I just don't know. But I wish they had done like another flick where I could watch them. It would have
Interact.
to be a comedy.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was your least favorite part?
Well, the unbelievable part with the elevator scene, of course. That's gonna pull me away always.
Great. Okay.
I don't know. I don't really think I had any part that I was like, "Oh, this is terrible," or "Oh, this is pulling me out of the movie too much," or anything like that.
You didn't really bump into anything. Nothing made you cringe too hard.
No, not too bad.
I mean, it's an older movie, so
But
you
it's
know
also
you can find that.
It's a Disney movie,
Are you recommending this to somebody else who hasn't seen it?
Oh, absolutely.
Gonna watch it again?
Watch it now. Yeah.
Gonna watch it again? Stop if it's on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Are you happy you watched it?
Of course.
That's great. I am so happy you like Cool Runnings this much.
I can't believe it's taken me this long to watch this, and I cannot believe that that's why you say Cool Runnings.
As we get ready for a road trip. Yeah, every single time.
Yep.
Cool Runnings. And I'll look over at her and she'll just be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It's just what he did. So, like, whatever.
That's awesome. Well, now you know.
Yeah,
Peace
mind
be the
blown
journey.
over there. Yeah.
Oh, that's just fantastic. All right, well, thank you for sitting through Cool Runnings. I'm super happy you liked it. Loved the review. That was great. This is a good one. Tell your friends, everybody, about this review because I enjoyed it myself a lot.
Well, this one in Rocky 1 and 2.
This one in Rocky 1
Go
and
back
2.
to that one.
Oh,
It's a big surprise if you missed it.
Looking forward to the next one. Again, not sure what it is, but I'm leaning towards King Ralph because that came up in episode 66 when we were talking about bad food or good food with bad names.
Yes.
So that might be one. But again, we have a ginormous list that we would love you to add to Luke and Naomi on Air on Facebook. Or just drop a comment wherever you're listening right now.
That's right.
All right.
All right. Well, like Luke said, who knows what we're going to do next time. And maybe that movie, it just kind of depends on what we're feeling at the time.
Yeah.
All right. It's time for Thought of the Day.
Thought of the day. Thought of the day. It's your thought of the day. Thought of the day. Man.
This is like my favorite one I've ever done.
All right. All right.
You can accidentally make a human life, but you can't accidentally make a pizza.
Oh, bummer.
Oh man, I just made a pizza. I didn't mean to do that.
Wow.
Think about it, guys. Think about it.
Wow, that is a trip. That is a trip for sure.
Luke, you gonna leave us with a laugh?
I'm still trying to wrap my mind around trying to make a pizza by accident.
I accidentally dropped this dough. Then some sauce fell on top.
Next time you go in the kitchen, I'm going to be like, make sure you bring protection. Don't accidentally make a pizza.
That's right.
Actually do, because yum.
Leave us with a laugh. Let me get out of there.
Let's see here. What do we got? Pinocchio hasn't had much luck on Tinder. But what do you expect from a guy who's looking for a relationship with no strings attached?
That's stupid. I was really worried about that one, honestly.
Yeah,
like, when you started with that,
pervert.
I'm like, ugh, where is this going?
You're a pervert. We just watched a Disney movie. We're going to go there? Dirty mind. Jeez. I met a woman outside the mall crying she had lost $200. So I gave her $40 from the 200 I had just found.
That's
When
a good
you're
one.
blessed, you have to bless others.
That's right.
A hacker got into my bank account and left me a note. Please save more money. This was a complete waste of my time.
Ooh. Yeah,
That one
see
hurts, right?
Yeah, it hurts a little too much.
Carrots may be good for your eyes, but booze will double your vision. I'm at the point in...
Hang on. Okay, you
Thinking
may
that one
proceed.
through?
Yeah.
I'm at the point in life where the hottest text I get is, your prescription is ready for pickup. And this one's fitting from some of our answers from earlier today. It was so cold today, my computer froze. It was my own fault, though. I left too many windows open.
Ooh, clever.
I like it.
Clever.
I like it.
Yeah.
Dad jokes are back.
That's right.
All right. Luke and Naomi on air everywhere. Thank you so much for coming back for episode 67. Hope you enjoyed Cool Runnings. Hope you enjoyed all of the previous ones. If you haven't listened to all the previous ones,
get on it.
Get on that. Find them everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, all the other stuff. What, are you still thinking about Pinocchio after you said get on it?
No,
You are such a pervert.
No,
I can't believe you overlook it.
Oh my goodness.
Dirty mind.
I really wasn't. I was laughing at something completely
Sure,
different.
Sure, yeah, it was. That's exactly what happened there. Thank you for sticking around through 67 episodes. If you are new, thank you for joining us. We enjoy new folk.
That's right.
Absolutely love it. Luke and Naomi on everywhere. Luke and Naomi on air everywhere. How about that?
There's a word missing, yeah.
Let's just use all your words, Luke.
That's right.
Gotta talk them all.
Yep.
All right.
Well, this is going off the rails real fast.
Let's wrap.
Get
this
out of here
before me no more word talking goodly.
Yeah.
All right. Google Luke and Naomi on air. We come up.
That's right. That's what I was laughing at earlier.
That's exactly what you're laughing at. We come up.
Yeah.
And so does Pinocchio. Have some fun this week and be excellent to each other.
Love
you. Bye.